Nitish Kumar respectfully agreeing to leave the chief minister's post. That's a post-election battle and news that I would eagerly want to cover and see how the BJP maneuvers that. But thank you, Sumit, for your perspective and giving us those numbers. I quickly move on to Joyeeta Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, also joining us on Expert-o-meter. Joyeeta, welcome. Let's put out your prediction for the Bihar elections. Let's quickly put out those numbers on the screens for our viewers. What exactly has Joyeeta Basu predicted? Joyeeta Basu predicting 70 to 75 seats for the BJP, so somewhere maintaining what they got last time around. The RJD at 70, JDU at 40-45, Congress between 10 to 15 seats, the JSP at 0 and others between 20 to 30. That is the prediction by Joyeeta Basu. Joyeeta, I begin by, of course, asking you what brings you to this conclusion?
Well, I do believe that NDA has a slight edge. I mean, let's not talk in terms of, it is going to be a total cakewalk. Initially, it did seem like that, but I think towards the end, it seems that RJD, particularly Tejashwi, has picked up some pace. So as a result of which, I think that there is going to be a fight. And I think BJP's biggest mistake was giving that many seats to JDU, because I don't think that the JDU will be able to perform as much as the BJP would prefer it to be. But then here the question is about, who is going to be chief minister, because Nitish Kumar wants to be chief minister, JDU wants him to be chief minister, and it's ultimately, when it comes to the NDA, it is the tussle between the two major partners, where JDU wants to kind of, prove to the BJP that it is the one that is going to be the senior partner. And even otherwise, in terms of looking back, in terms of past precedents and all, it is Nitish who will be CM. But then BJP is expected to, perform significantly better than Nitish Kumar, because from whatever I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing, that Nitish Kumar may not be able to put up a good performance, and JDU can become a liability. But to kind of but then the question of chief minister comes in.
Yes.
And when it comes to Congress and RJD, well, Congress is, frankly, it will be good if they get a few seats and maybe double digit. That will be good for them. But I would say RJD would do well. And let's not forget, when it comes to Bihar, it's ultimately, come what may, it's all about caste. All right? And a lot will depend on who is able to play the caste game better. As for, we are talking about Prashant Kishore, Jansuraj, I don't think he is going to get even, I'll be very surprised if he gets even seats in single digits.
Okay, but Joyeeta, as far as your predictions are concerned, you're not predicting entirely a very clear victory for the BJP and the JDU. Who then, in your opinion, will be that X factor for the NDA? Is it going to be Chirag Paswan?
Well, Chirag Paswan has always been, overestimated, if you ask me. Chirag Paswan, there's always been a lot of talk about him, but he has not really been able to deliver as much as he has promised. So when it comes to the BJP's primary problems are the allies. So BJP should be hoping that Nitish and Chirag both perform better than what is expected of them. So that is why I'm giving a pretty reasonably close fight, I would say. I don't want to stick my neck out and say, yes, this party is going to sweep and all. I don't think that is happening right now. And I think that both JDU and Chirag Paswan definitely has can be a liability.
Okay, if he is a liability, then Joyeeta, if I were to strictly go by the numbers that you've given us, if the BJP, JDU and the LJP are not somewhere coming up with that magic number of 122. But if I were to strictly go by your numbers, RJD, Congress together with the JDU are hitting that halfway mark. Is that a possibility this time around again?
Well, I think Nitish Kumar being Nitish Kumar, he will always keep an eye on that. But the problem is, but then a whole lot of permutation combinations are involved in it, because that will also involve in terms of, because that is going to the numbers in the center also. Now, whether he is going to do another so-called, running away from this place, from NDA to this indie block, because you see, I'll tell you something. I don't see Tejashwi willing to give Nitish Kumar the CM's post. All right, I don't think that is going to happen, and we are hearing so many things about Nitish Kumar's health. So as a result of which, I think what is going to happen in this case, it will be in Nitish Kumar's interest, and I would say, our belief has, there is a belief that Nitish Kumar does not see anything beyond his own nose. It is only his interest that matters. So, in Nitish Kumar's interest, perhaps it is better for him to stick with the BJP, primarily because, in terms of central funds and all that he has been getting, what does he get by joining hands with the RJD and Congress? Maybe, very unlikely that this guy will be willing to make him chief minister. But you never know. In politics, anything can happen. And given Mr. Nitish Kumar, he is also known as Palti Kumar, we don't know which way things may go.
Yes, because we've seen it. We've seen it in the past, where even then it was a slight surprise that Nitish Kumar decided to ditch the NDA and then join hands with the Mahagathbandhan, because as everyone knows, he does have a very clear reputation of a person who wants to be in power and doesn't essentially, ideologies, etc. don't matter at the end of the day once the numbers come out, Joyeeta. And you've done this long enough to know that as well. But I just want to understand from you, you raised a very pertinent point that a Tejaswi Yadav will possibly not be okay with giving up the chief minister's post. But is it more important for the Mahagathbandhan to somehow manage to come to power, or is that chief ministerial office way more important for a Tejaswi Yadav?
Well, Tejashwi has time in his hands. He can always become chief minister 5 years from now. So the thing is, you see, but will he be, he is the CM face, but again, something like this, what kind of a government that will form? What is the guarantee that Nitish Kumar will join hands with him, and again after maybe 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years, or after a few months, he is not going to jump back to the NDA? That is how Nitish Kumar is. So frankly, I don't see. And anyway, we have known that Tejashwi throughout has been very opposed to Nitish Kumar joining back with the RJD, joining hands with the RJD. And we all know how dysfunctional that particular alliance was when Nitish was with the RJD and the Congress. It was completely dysfunctional. So the thing is, you see, Tejashwi is young. He has time in his hands. So okay, it will be foolish on his part to give in to a demand like that to Nitish Kumar.
Okay, Joyeeta, my last question to you before we move on. What do you make of the Prashant Kishore factor? Is that a factor at all?
I don't think so. From whatever we are hearing, it's a lot of hype. And the thing is, this is the very fact that he refused to contest the elections after raising his supporters' hopes. That itself, I would say, has not helped him in the eyes of the voter. And frankly, if he was talking in terms of, I think he is more of a media hype than an actual factor on the ground.
Okay, all right. Joyeeta Basu, thank you so much. With that prediction.